all of you for this series of lectures in kinematics. Today we are going to present to you how we are going to derive certain relations connected to time of ascent, time of flight, and we put certain ambience, and that ambience is there is no air drag at all. You may ask me a question that in reality will there be air drag? Answer is yes, there will be air drag. But in the absence of the air drag, it is all the more easier to solve problems. So we presume initially that there is no air drag, and hence let us try to see what best we are going to get here. This is time of ascent, and this is called vertical up projection. This is supposed to be the ground level. This is supposed to be a stone that I am trying to project with a speed called u. That was at time t is equal to 0. The stone goes vertically up and stops here, and therefore the velocity is 0, and here the time is supposed to be ta. I call it ta, time of ascent, the time taken by the body to reach and go up to the highest position. Which highest position is that? This is supposed to be the highest position, which means highest value of the y coordinate, because it's going vertically up. I can call that as y coordinate. And so this is what my y axis is. I can say that this particular location is supposed to be y max, which means the highest value of the y coordinate. Whereas this location is y is equal to 0, because that's the origin, and naturally its y coordinate is 0. Friends, now we need to start off with this relation v is equal to u plus at, but don't forget to put some arrows here, because the vectors are v is a vector, u is a vector, a is a vector, t is not a vector. Let us give some direction to that. Let this be positive direction, automatically the other one is negative direction. This is called the final velocity, and here the final velocity was 0, and we assume any vector in this direction is given a positive and any vector in this direction is given a negative value. If we can take a snapshot of this stone going up, we understand that the force on this was mg, which means its acceleration is g, because the force on it by mass will give you the acceleration, and that acceleration is g. So this u is called as u, which I am going to write it as plus u, because u is upward, and upward I am taking it as positive. This plus as it is, and this I am going to write it as minus g, because acceleration will be in the direction of the force, and the force is nothing but the weight. Weight is always down towards the earth, and therefore it is minus g, and this t is called ta. T is called the total time it has gone from the value the velocity was u to the value when the velocity was 0. Now from this we understand ta is u upon g. So the expression to calculate the time of ascent is u by g, and time of descent also is u by g, because practically the time it takes to go up should be the same as the time to come down. So time of descent is the total time it takes to come down, and because of the symmetry we understand time of ascent is as much as time of descent under the absence of air drag. Now we come to what is called time of flight, and this is the sum of time of ascent plus time of descent, and time of flight is 2u by g, and so that is what is called the time of flight, that the total time it has taken to go up and come back to the starting point, and that's what I call it as the time of flight. Now friends, there is a very simple way that we can also discuss this. We already had here s is equal to ut plus half at square. If I were to write this equation, I would write this as displacement 0, because it has gone up and come down. So total displacement is 0, back it's at the starting point, and this I would call it as ut, and here I am going to write half gt square, because here a has become equal to minus g, because acceleration is always down, whether it's going up or coming down, acceleration is always down because the weight is always acting in the downward direction. But this I would call it as TF, because it's the total time to go up and come down, and so from here also we understand it is 2u by g, and this I call it as the time of flight. Thank you.